the life meant for my daughters. Now face your fate!
Help! Somebody help me, please!
This is Edie's story. Edie was 17 years old and had known nothing but suffering since the day her father died. Her mother had died giving birth to her, so Edie never knew a mother's love. Her father, Obiora, was a good man who tapped palm wine in the village of Umana.
Good morning, friends. It's a beautiful day in Umunna.
Morning, Obiora.
Stay safe.
He loved his daughter more than life itself. When Edie was 5, he married Mama Kemi, hoping to give his child a mother. For 3 years, Mama Kemi pretended to be kind. She smiled. She cooked. She plaited Edie's hair. But it was all a lie, waiting for the right moment to reveal itself. That moment came when Edie was 8 years old. Her father climbed a tall palm tree one morning, as he did every day. But this time, he never came down. The tree branch broke. Obiora fell and died instantly. That very night, Mama Kemi's mask fell off. "Wake up, you useless child," she screamed, pulling Edie from sleep. "Your father is dead, and you will work for every grain of rice you eat in this house." From that day, Edie became a slave in her own home. She woke up before the chickens started crowing. She fetched water from the stream 3 times before breakfast. She swept the whole compound. She washed clothes until her hands bled. She cooked all the meals but ate only the scraps left behind. She gathered firewood from the forest, so much that her small back bent under the weight. Mama Kemi's 2 daughters, Kemi and Bizi, did nothing. They sat under the mango tree, laughing and eating, while Edie worked until she could barely stand. They wore beautiful clothes, the very clothes that had belonged to Edie's dead mother. Edie wore rags so torn that even beggars looked at her with pity. When Edie was too slow, Mama Kemi beat her with a cane. When the soup was too salty, she beat her. When she was simply in a bad mood, she beat her. The village people saw everything but said nothing. "It's not our business," they whispered. "Family matters should stay in the family." Edie learned not to cry. Tears changed nothing. She learned not to hope. Hope was for people who had futures. She was wrong. Everything changed the day the billionaire came to town. His name was Chibiz Okonkwo. He was 30 years old and rich beyond imagination. He owned hotels, oil companies, and buildings that touched the sky in Lagos. But he was not happy. His grandmother, Mama Neka, had raised him in Umana village before he became wealthy. On her deathbed, she had made him promise something: find a wife from our village. Not a city girl who loves only money. Find a girl with a good heart. A girl who knows how to suffer and still remain kind. So Chibiz came home. His convoy of big black cars drove into Umana on a Saturday afternoon. The whole village went crazy. Mothers dragged their daughters to the stream and scrubbed them until their skin shone. They bought expensive hair attachments from the market. They sewed new dresses and borrowed gold jewelry. Mama Kemi nearly lost her mind with excitement. "This is it," she screamed at her daughters. "One of you will marry him. We will be rich. Kemi, go and bathe. Bizi, let me plait your hair. We must be ready." She turned to Edie, who was cooking beans in the corner. "Youth, don't let me see your ugly face anywhere near the village square. If I see you when he passes, I will kill you. Do you hear me?" "Yes, Mama," Edie whispered, relieved. She didn't want to marry anyone. She just wanted to survive another day. The next day, Chibiz sat under a big tree in the village square. The village chief had arranged for all the single girls to come and greet him, one by one. It was like a beauty parade. First came Ngozi, the chief's daughter. She wore a tight red dress that her mother bought from the city. Her face was covered in makeup, powder so thick it looked like chalk, red lipstick that was too bright, and false eyelashes that looked like spider legs. She walked toward Chibis, swinging her hips left and right like a snake. "Good afternoon, sir," she said in a fake accent, trying to sound like a Lagos girl. "My name is Ngozi. I went to university, you know. I can speak 3 languages, English, Igbo, and French." She batted her spider eyelashes at him. Chibi smiled politely. "That's nice. Thank you for coming." Ngozi waited for him to say more, but he just sat there. Disappointed, she walked away, her high heels sinking into the dusty ground. Next came Obiageli. She wore a bright yellow dress with so many ruffles she looked like a walking curtain. Her hair was plaited with expensive Brazilian attachments that reached down to her waist. "Good afternoon, my lord," she said, curtsying so low she almost fell over. "I am Obiageli, the best cook in this village. I can cook anything, jollof rice, egusi soup, pounded yam. I can even make your breakfast in bed every day." She winked at him. Chibis nodded. "Thank you. That's impressive." Obiageli smiled widely, showing the gap in her front teeth, and walked away swaying her hips. Then came Mama Kemi's daughters. Kemi was first. She wore a green dress that was so tight she could barely breathe. Her mother had forced her to squeeze into it, saying, "Suffer now, enjoy later." Her face was sweating under layers of makeup. "Good afternoon, sir," she said, her voice high and squeaky like a mouse. "My name is Kemi. I am 20 years old. I am very beautiful, as you can see. I know how to manage a home. I know how to take care of a rich man like you." She turned around slowly, showing off her body like she was selling it in the market. Chibi's face showed nothing. "Thank you, Kemi." Kemi pouted and walked away, angry that he wasn't impressed. Then came Bizi. She wore a blue dress with so much glitter it hurt to look at. She had drawn her eyebrows so high they almost reached her hairline. "Hello, handsome sir," she said, giggling like a foolish girl. "I am Bizi. I am the prettiest girl in this village. Everyone says so. If you marry me, all your friends will be jealous. I will make you the happiest man in the world." She blew him a kiss. Chibis wanted to laugh, but he kept a straight face. "Thank you, Bizi." Bizi wiggled her fingers at him in a wave and walked away, convinced he would choose her. Girl after girl came forward. Each one more ridiculous than the last. Amara wore so much perfume that Chibis started sneezing. Ifyunanya's dress was so short that the village elders looked away in shame. Chidinma talked so much about her father's land and money that Chibis wondered if she wanted to marry him or do business with him. Every single girl was acting. Pretending. Performing. Not one of them was real. Chibis felt tired and disappointed. His grandmother had told him he would find a good girl in the village, but all he saw were fake smiles and greedy eyes. These girls didn't want to know him, they just wanted his money. After the last girl left, he stood up and told the village chief, "Thank you, but I haven't found what I'm looking for. I need some time to think." He jumped on a motorcycle and rode away from the village square, away from all the fake girls and their disappointed mothers. He needed fresh air. He needed peace. He rode into the forest, following an old path that led to the river where his grandmother used to take him when he was a child. That's where everything changed. Meanwhile, Mama Kemi had locked Adiz in the kitchen. "Don't come out until I say so," she screamed. "If that man sees your ugly face, you will spoil everything for my daughters." But Chibis never saw Kemi or Bizi again that day. He had already left the village square, disgusted by all the fake displays. Early the next morning, Mama Kemi woke Adiz up by pouring cold water on her face. Get up, you lazy fool. Take this pot and go to the river in the forest. Fetch water and don't come back until it's full. But Mama, why the river? The stream is closer. Are you questioning me? Mama Kemi raised her hand to slap her. The stream is full of people today. I don't want them to see your shameful appearance and start asking questions. Go to the river in the forest where nobody goes. Now! Adise quickly carried the heavy clay pot on her head and hurried into the forest. She didn't know that Mama Kemi was hiding her away so Chibis wouldn't see her. The forest path was long and dangerous. Thorns cut her feet. Branches scratched her arms. But Adise was used to pain. When she finally reached the river, she knelt down and started filling her pot. As she worked, she sang a sad song. River water, clear and cold, wash away my pain, wash away my tears. She didn't know someone was listening. Chibis had escaped from his family that morning. He was tired of meeting fake girls who only saw his money. He jumped on a motorcycle and rode into the forest to clear his head. He was riding past the old river when he heard singing. The voice was so beautiful and sad that it made him stop. He parked the motorcycle and walked quietly through the trees. That's when he saw her. A girl in torn, dirty clothes, kneeling by the river. She was thin, almost like she didn't eat enough. Her hands were covered in scars and wounds. But when he looked at her face, his heart stopped. She was the most beautiful girl he had ever seen. Not because of makeup or expensive clothes. It was something deeper, something in her eyes. Even though she looked tired and sad, there was still light in her soul. Still goodness. Still hope, buried deep inside. He watched as she cupped some water in her hands and drank it first before filling the pot. She was testing it, making sure the water was safe for whoever would drink it at home. Even while suffering, she thinks of others, he thought. This is the kind of heart grandmother told me to find. Hello, he said softly, stepping out from the trees. Adise jumped and nearly dropped her pot. When she turned and saw a fine man standing there, fear filled her eyes. I'm sorry, sir, she said quickly, bowing her head. I didn't know anyone was here. I'll leave right now. No, no, please don't go, Chibis said gently. I'm not angry. I just heard you singing. That song, my grandmother used to sing it. Mama Neka. Adise's eyes widened. She taught me that song. She was very kind to me before she died. They started talking. At first, Adise was nervous and afraid. But Chibis was so kind and gentle that she slowly relaxed. They talked about his grandmother, about the village, about small things. Chibis didn't ask her why she wore rags or why her hands were so wounded. But his eyes saw everything, and his heart understood. After a while, he asked, "What's your name?" Adise, sir. Adise, he repeated slowly. That's a beautiful name. It means, daughter of a king, right? She smiled, but it was a sad smile. Yes, sir. My father gave me that name. He said every girl should know she's valuable, even if the world treats her badly. Your father was a wise man. Chibis stood up. His mind was made up. Adise, I came to this village to find a wife. Not just any wife, someone with a true, good heart. Someone real. He looked into her eyes. I want to marry you. Adise thought she was dreaming. Or maybe the sun had made her crazy. She laughed, but it sounded more like crying. Sir, please don't mock me. Look at me, I'm wearing rags. I'm nobody. I have nothing. You're wrong, Chibis said firmly. You have everything that matters. So I'm asking you properly, Adise, will you marry me? Her heart was beating so fast she thought it would jump out of her chest. Could this be real? Could her suffering finally be ending? Yes, she whispered. Yes, I will marry you. That afternoon, Chibis drove straight to Mama Kemi's house with his bodyguards and his lawyer. When Mama Kemi saw him, she almost fainted with excitement. She pushed Kemi and Bizi forward, both of them dressed in their finest clothes. Welcome, sir. Welcome, she said, smiling so wide her face almost cracked. These are my daughters, beautiful, educated girls. Which one do you prefer? Neither, Chibi said coldly. I've come to ask for Adi's hand in marriage. She has agreed to marry me. The smile died on Mama Kemi's face. For a moment, there was total silence. Then she exploded. What? She screamed. That dirty, useless girl. You want to marry her? Have you gone mad? My daughters are 10 times better than her. She's nothing. Nobody. A slave. Watch your mouth, Chibi said, his voice like ice. That girl you're insulting is about to become my wife. I will pay the bride price tomorrow. The wedding will happen in 3 days. Kemi and Bizi started crying. The village people who had gathered were whispering and pointing. Mama Kemi felt like the ground should open and swallow her from shame. But then her eyes narrowed. An evil plan started forming in her wicked mind. 3 days, she thought. I have 3 days to stop this. She forced herself to smile. I'm sorry, sir. I was just shocked. Of course, we accept. But, we must follow our tradition. Every bride must do a cleansing ceremony at the river the night before the wedding. It brings good luck. I'll send my guards to protect her, Chibi said. No, no. Mama Kemi said quickly. The ceremony must be private, just the mother and the bride. If anyone else comes, the marriage will be cursed. It's our ancient custom. It was a lie, but the village elders were too afraid to contradict Mama Kemi, so they nodded in agreement. Chibis didn't like it, but he finally agreed. Fine. But if anything at all, happens to her, you will answer to me. Nothing will happen, Mama Kemi lied with a sweet smile. I give you my word.